Guys, what is going on? It is me, Chris Colgan, your favorite realtor with eXp Realty. And I gotta tell you, the real estate market, I actually had a full head of hair. I was like John Stamos or Brad Pitt before I got into the real estate sales game. And you know what? This real estate market here lately has been driving me nuts. So what has been going on in Northern Virginia and the DC area? Well, in February, we saw one of the craziest months I had seen in a long time. The winter here was super slow. And then all of a sudden, the interest rates dropped down to about 5.25, 5.5. One of my YouTube viewers just did a closing and they had locked in at 5.25. And things just went bananas. I had a listing in Bristow that sold for over $30,000 above asking price. Well, then all of a sudden, as the month was ending, we see the interest rate start to climb back up, and they shoot all the way back up to 7 and 7.25, and all of a sudden, crickets out of nowhere. The market slows down really quickly, and so obviously this fluctuation with the interest rates is having a huge effect on the market. And what we're seeing is, and what it is showing me, especially in our market, is there is a ton of buyers sitting on the sideline. Well, now all of a sudden you throw in the mix with Silicon Valley Bank going under and all of that mess. So what ends up happening, the rates have decided to dip back down to about 6.25, and they are not expected to go back up much further. So I want to get in to some market data. I honestly don't know where we go from here because there is just not much for sale here in Northern Virginia. There's hardly any houses on the market. As soon as I put a house out as coming soon, I get a ton of calls. But yes, when the rates do go up to 7.25, that adds a couple extra $100 a month to someone's payment, and most buyers back off. But I want to show you guys how crazy it was in the month of February. So let's talk about some of our local counties here in Northern Virginia. All right, so I want to show you guys just the increases of activity from January to February in some of our areas. So Fairfax County had a 25% increase in closings. Alexandria City was up 30%. Arlington was up 32%. Prince William County had 8% increase in closings, and Fauquier County was up 4%. Stafford County was up 25%, and then Loudoun County was up 42%. So from January to February, we saw that much of an increase in sales for each county. So that is just showing you how much the interest rates are affecting our local market here in the market all across the country. But again, it's showing me there's a ton of buyers on the sideline, whether they can't afford to buy at the moment because of the rates or they're scared to lock in. But what I have been telling some people who have to buy or they're getting close is, look, you can always lock in or buy down some points or maybe do that 2-1 buy down program. And when the rates shift, all of a sudden you can refinance. That's certainly an option. But the inventory in the region is so low. Every market that I went into, they are all at a 5-year low in inventory. And of course, you know what having a huge effect is if you have a 2.5% interest rate, you're probably not going to be that enthused to sell your townhouse, your condo, or your smaller single family and go buy the large single family at a 7% interest rate. So obviously that's having a huge effect. And we've seen some of these tech companies go lay off people. And I'm sure some people are kind of scared about that. And there is a lot of volatility in the marketplace. But let's talk about like new listings, because new listings in February were down throughout the region, except for Fairfax County, which was up 5% from January, but Loudoun County new listings were down 8%. Stafford County, they were down 19%. Fauquier County, they were down 1.4%. Prince William County, they were down 10%. And then Arlington was down 12%. And Alexandria was down 11%. So even with that uptick in rate change or the downtick in rate change, not many people put their houses on the market. So this has just left us with this very low inventory, like I mentioned. And the average days on markets were also around a 5-year average. So it's not like the days on market have shot up. So we technically still are in a seller's market, because once you're below or at or above 6 months inventory, that's what really makes a difference. And we're way below 6 months inventory in the DC region. Now, do I think the market's going to be going crazy and popping off? No, I don't. I think we're going to stay within our normal range of like 3 to 4%. But there's so much uncertainty right now in the economy and in the banking and what's going to happen with the feds and all these interest rates. Obviously, they have to fight inflation, and that's the number one priority, because you know what? The government has intervened a few times when things like this have happened. And guess what? This is what usually gets us in the spot we are in now. So I definitely think we have to go through some pain here, but it is very interesting to see this very low inventory right now. And then as soon as the rates go down, everyone just jumps off the sideline and kind of gets back into it. And so, you know what? Honestly, I wish I had a crystal ball. I would not be sitting here right now. But what I can tell you is there has been a lot less transactions. I've seen a lot of realtors kind of get out of the business. And also the winter here has been very light in Northern Virginia. I don't even think we've gotten any snow. Usually that has a huge effect on the market. So we did see that early spring uptick, but then March is usually one of our better months and it has started off slow. But in the last couple of days here, I've had a few calls from you YouTube viewers that I love so much and have called me to talk about buying a house. So you know what? At the end of the day, the world turns. People are still gonna buy and sell houses, but are we gonna see these crazy price rises that we saw the last couple of years? No way. I don't see that. Are we going to see a huge downturn? I don't really see that either, because you're not really going to have that. It's a supply and demand issue, right? So there's not that many houses for sale, and there are some buyers on the sideline. But you know what? Who knows what is going to happen? But I want to give you guys a super quick update and show you how crazy this market is right now. Because back in the early fall, early winter, late fall, there was not much going on. So to see how much of this rate change really affected the market really shows me there are a ton of buyers on the sideline. What I always tell people is, if you're thinking about buying a home, look at it as a long-term investment. I've said this many times. I bought my house over 14 years ago at a 7% interest rate. It has since doubled in value, and I have refinanced multiple times. And think of all the things that have happened since 2008. Tons of things have happened. But if you're a flipper or you're looking for a short-term game where you're just going to get in, fix it up, and get out, I don't know if I would be doing that right now. I think real estate is a long-term net worth building asset, and that's something that you should live in and then raise your family in and all that. So if you're looking to buy a house in the area, definitely shoot me a text or shoot me an email, info@colganteam.com. I'd love to be your real estate agent of choice. And I hope you enjoyed this really quick update on the Northern Virginia housing market.